In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how to use Bonusbanks No Lay Multimatcher. And the promo we're going to be looking at today will be on Bet.R, and it is a 4-leg multi, and if any leg fails, we get a bonus bet back. So we'll just have a quick look at the terms and conditions of the promo as well. So it's going to be all your kind of standard terms and conditions. So the main part we're going to be focusing on here though is we need 4 legs with a minimum final price of $3 or more, and the minimum price of each leg needs to be 1.2. So we'll jump over into the No Lay Multimatcher. And firstly, what we'll do is we've already selected the bookie here as Bet.R, so that's fine. And then underneath we can put the sport in here. So in this particular promo, it can be any sport, so you can combine sports. So maybe we'll just add AFL and then we'll add rugby league as well. Obviously, a lot of the times as well, these will be targeted to a certain sport, so it might only be AFL or something like that. And when you have the bigger events on, so things like the FIFA World Cup, or let's say Wimbledon or something like that, obviously you'll just have to select soccer or tennis. But in this particular promo, we've got the luxury of combining sports, which is good for us. So underneath that, we've got a 4-leg multi, which is correct for us. If you select that box, obviously you've got all the different legs here. So sometimes you might be lucky enough to have a 3-leg fail promo. So currently you can see the expected value is $8.79. But if we did select a 3-leg multi there, it does increase the expected value significantly, as there's one less leg to worry about. But obviously we're focusing on 4 today, so we'll just keep that in there. So as a head-to-head multi as well, so we'll keep the match odds in there, which is fine. And then for this particular multi, we had min odds of 1.2 that we could select, so we can change this to 1.2. And if you want to put a max odds in as well, you can, but we're just going to leave that as it is for now. And then we've got the minimum efficiency of the odds, so keeping it above 90% is pretty ideal. Obviously you can take that up a little bit higher if you need to as well. You could go to 95 or anything like that, but we'll leave it as 90 for now. Then we have our back stake up here, which was 50, and then the bonus bet was $50 as well. Under that you've got the number of legs that need to fail, which 99% of the time will be 1 anyway, and we know with Bet.R we can definitely get at least 80% retention, so we'll leave that in there. So underneath that you can see you've got a toggle here for low variance. We hover over that, it says you can sacrifice some EV in exchange for a lower variance. Well, obviously your profit will be less when you're betting at lower odds. So if we selected that now, you can now see the expected values actually decrease slightly, so we've not sacrificed too much there at $12.82, but we're just going to leave that unchecked for now. And then most importantly, underneath that we've got all the suggested selections down here. So we've got Melbourne, Carlton, Brisbane and Manly Sea Eagles. We've got 3 in the AFL, and then we've got 1 in rugby league. And you can see if we was to add all those legs now at Bet.R, the total odds should be 4.13, and then the combined lay odds will be 4.5. So you might be thinking, why do we need the lay odds when it is a no lay that we're looking at? Well, obviously we know with the Betfair lay odds that will give us a very good indication of what the true odds actually are. So if we scroll back up now, these percentages up here will come from the Betfair lay odds. So with our current selections at the moment, with all 4 of them to win, we would profit $156.32, and there's a 22% chance of that happening. Underneath that, we've got the most likely scenario, which will be a 1-leg fail, and there's a 43.6% chance of that happening, and that would leave us with a $10 loss after the conversion of the bonus bet. And then under that, the chance of 2 or more legs losing is 34%, so that would be a total wipe of $50. So obviously when it does come to these types of promos, if you're going for the no lay approach, you're going to have to expect variance. So if $50 does seem like a bit much for you, then you might want to use the lay at the start multi-matcher. We'll leave a link of that in the description. But obviously that way you do sacrifice a little bit of EV as well. But you can see underneath the expected value is pretty good, and it's not too uncommon to see this up at around $15-16 either. So the expected value is there, so as long as you're consistent with these types of promos, then you're going to make a really good profit in the long run. So just to point out as well, if you do scroll a little bit further down, you do have the choice of taking some of these selections out and then adding some different ones in if you needed. So you can see these are all really efficient legs. So Carlton especially, we've got 1.25 and the lay odds are 1.25. So it's already pretty much selected the most efficient legs. But if there was a particular leg that you didn't like in there, let's say we wanted to get rid of Brisbane, so the efficiency of the odds there is 96%. We could take that one out, and then maybe we would add in a slightly higher one of higher odds. So you've got Hawthorn over here, 1.85. If we scroll back up, we can see that's actually decreased the expected value, so we'll probably just go back and we'll just select Brisbane again. So we'll take that Hawthorn leg out and then we'll select Brisbane. Over on the other side here, you've got the higher variance options. At the moment, a lot of the selections are going to be the same as the ones over here, as we've got the minimum efficiency set to 90%, but if we decrease that a little bit, there'll be some higher odds in here. But if you do find a selection at higher odds with very good odds, then it won't be a bad option just selecting 1 leg like that, and then maybe 3 legs at lower odds, just to increase that EV. But we're going to go with that for now, so we'll just add that to our bet slip. So we've got Melbourne, Carlton, Brisbane, and then we've got Manly Sea Eagles. So we have our selections now in our bet slip at BetR, and you can see the total odds are 4.13, and if we go back over to the No Lay Multimatcher, the odds is 4.13, so that's all matching up. So now we'll just go ahead and place that bet. Hopefully in our scenario, we'll get all 3 winners, which will be a really nice profit of $156. But if we don't, our most likely scenario will be a bonus bet anyway, so hopefully won't be risking too much. And again, as long as we're being consistent with these promos over time, we're going to realise this EV in the long run. So hopefully that's given you a good idea on how the No Lay Multimatcher works. It's nice and simple. But again, if you don't want to experience too much variance, make sure to check out the Lay at the Start Multimatcher video, and that might be the better option for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.